uploading D flutes this weekend, both bass D flutes and little tiny high D flutes like this one. So I'm going to do a little demo video of each of the little flutes and give you a little information about them, sample each one for you. I will link each one of these in the description in the order that I'm playing them in. So if you see one you really like, you can go ahead and click through and you can look at more photos, you can read more information about it. I'll have a longer format video on the website of each of these being played, and you can just buy it right there if you like it. So let's get started. First of all, I don't have very much information about the little high D flutes on the website, so I'll give you a little bit of info here. These are made in a 5/8 bore diameter, super teeny. It's like the size of my finger on the inside, so that's how little they are. They have fingering holes that are super close together. They actually are close enough together that people with big fingers have a little trouble playing them sometimes. So if you have really large fingers, like, you might want to consider that this might not be a great flute for you. They aren't necessarily like what I would recommend for a beginner. This is more like if you've already got a few flutes, this is a good flute to like accent your collection. I think that people tend to do better when they start out with more of a mid-range flute, like a or a G, which are lower in pitch than this. But man, these are so fun to play. They're like little songbirds. I made the little blocks that I made for the top I kind of had like a little sparrow in mind when I made them. And I just think they're a delight to play. I'm just going to show you by comparison. This is a bass D flute, and it is 1 octave lower in pitch than this. So look at that size difference. I mean, you could like fit this one inside of this one. So there you go. Yeah, this is 1 1/8 inch bore diameter and a 5/8 inch bore diameter. So they're very different. And I think you should have one in both. I think you should have one of each, because you could play it with your buddy. They'll pair really well together with a flute that's an octave lower. That's one of the like tried and true pairings for doing duets. Yeah, like in my experience, doing a duet with either a flute in the same key or a flute 1 octave apart is like, that is so super easy to sound good. Really awesome. So let's see, I have these all kind of strewn about back here. I should have arranged these all before I started shooting the video, but here we are. Let's see, so I've got this one in Eastern Cedar, and I have 3 little Western Red Cedars, and an Ironstone Cedar, a Curly Maple, and 3 Port Orford Cedars. A few of these guys came out with kind of funny fingering holes, and one of them has a flaw, so those are going to end up in the sale section. So if you're looking for a bargain, check out our sale flute section. There's definitely going to be some low and some high D's in there, some bass and some alto. Okay, so let's look at this guy. This is Eastern Cedar. It has an amazing tight knot right here. Check that out. Focus. The knot actually has, okay, can you see that I can tell that my camera is not focusing. Focus right here. It has like a crack in it that was stabilized. It's just really cool. Eastern Cedar often has a lot of little cracks and knots in it and stuff, and it's just really hard to work with, but I think it's so beautiful. It has a little knot hole there. Really beautiful, dark purpley pink colored wood. Let's hear this one. So they have a really bright, loud voice. This one, as far as this key goes, is a little bit mellower. It's not as sharp of a sound. I think it's really lovely to play. Okay, let's look at the Western Red Cedars next. So I have 3 Western Red Cedars. And I don't really know the reason for this, but all of these flutes are like slightly different in height. I don't know if you guys know, but the flute length past the 4 direction holes doesn't matter as far as tuning goes at all. So usually they're just cut off at a arbitrary length there, and a couple of these came out longer. That doesn't affect the voice or the tuning at all. It's more just aesthetic. And I'm not really sure why these came out different sizes. Just whoever's job it was to cut flutes off to length that day made some creative choices. So this is a little Western Red Cedar. It's just kind of a nice uniform color. A bright, lovely voice. I have so much fun playing these. You can play them really quickly because the holes are so close together, and I just think it's quite fun. This one will probably end up in the sales section. Look at the fingering holes, like the lowest one and the highest one came out really small. I really prefer the fingering holes to be uniform in size, or a little closer than that. So this one will probably be discounted a little bit as well. These just make me smile. They're so fun to play. Oh, that one sounds so good too. And maybe I like that one a little better than the last one. This is also Western Red Cedar. It's a little lighter in color. Super uniform fingering holes. This one came out totally perfect in my opinion. So that's got a different voice altogether from the last one, a little bit more subdued sounding. Okay, and then I have 3 Port Orford Cedar. This is actually figured Port Orford Cedar, but since these are so small and the figure on this wood figure is like waviness of the grain, it's pretty hard to tell that these are figured because the waves in the grain are really big and these are really tiny flutes. But Port Orford Cedar is a beautiful bright yellow wood. It has a really lovely smell to it. It smells, you can smell it even through the varnish, and it smells like, I don't know, I always say it smells a little bit like lemons, and I told my husband that the other day, and he was like, no it doesn't, not at all. So I guess it's whatever. It smells like cedar, and I think it smells lemony or like some delightful incense or something like that. It's a subtle smell. It's not super strong or anything, but if you're sensitive to smell, you might not like it. Okay, this baby is ending up in the sale section for sure. It came out with the fingering holes not perfectly in line with each other. It's just a subtle mistake. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes somebody will, I'm not mentioning any names, sometimes people will drill the fingering holes off center, and then if we don't catch it in time, there's not really much we can do about it. This is a super minor flaw. It doesn't make it harder to play the flute at all, but it's, it's a mistake. It's a little messy looking. It's so good. Somebody better buy that one. I wonder if all of these came out. So there's one of them that came out with like pretty normal fingering holes, but this one is like also going to be in the sale section. Can you see how not straight those are? It's possible that when we were drilling these, sometimes the drill bit will drift a little bit if the grain is wavy. I don't know why that happens. We use a drill press, so it should not happen, but sometimes the drill bit walks a little bit if the grain is wavy, and then on a tiny flute like this, when you're drilling tiny little holes, it is just kind of exaggerated. These are so nice. And the one that came out normal fingering holes. All three of those just have such bright and wonderful voices. Oh, this one is figured maple. Look at that wood. I want somebody to buy, I think somebody should buy one of the iron stain cedar base Ds and this maple, this bright white curly maple high D. That would be such a pretty pair. I really want people to buy it too. It's not just because I like making money, it's just that I think they go so well together. Oh, so this one has a really smoky voice. It's actually really nice on such a high pitched flute because it kind of mellows it out. It definitely has much more of a smoky voice than I would expect for a hardwood. Maybe the same rules don't apply when flutes are so tiny, I don't know. This one will be in the sale section because it has what I am assuming was a big dent or a bug hole that was filled right here. Just a little visual flaw, but it doesn't affect the voice. So those sound really good. I wonder if I could play both. I'm gonna try it. I need like little flute straws or something because too much air comes out in between the two. But okay, that's pretty fun. Anyway, I think these are delightful and would make a really good addition to your flute collection. High Ds are just magical. I'm just gonna play a slightly longer little bit because I just think you can kind of see how I am able to move my fingers a lot quicker. They sound amazing and they're so fun to play. And they're pretty affordable too because they're teeny tiny. So head over to the website and check these out and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought, which one was your favorite. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.